What is up, everyone? So, I have been getting an idea on making a video on Loomian Legacy, but I ran out of ideas, so let's just go with this. Name origins or meanings of Loomians. So, we're on the wiki right now since I don't have all of the Loomians. So yeah, here we go. Embit, Ember and Rabbit and Burn, Seer Knight, Seer and Knight. Of course, it's really easy on the Embit line, but when starting from Dripple, it gets a bit complicated. Dripple is drip and ripple. So if you don't know what's a ripple, so you could just go to your sink, take a bucket, fill it with water, and touch the water a few times. When you touch it, there will there are some waves that will come out which are called ripples. Basically, you're touching the surface tension of water that can break. And then there's Reptile, Reptile and Tide, Luminami, Luminate, and Tsunami. That's quite easy. Feevine. Now this is where it gets a bit more complicated. Feevine is feline and vine. You basically just replace the L with a V. And then there's Felver. I'm not so sure about Felver. I know that it's feline in the front part, but I'm not so sure about the back part. And Tatab is named after a martial art in Egypt called Tatib. They just replaced I with an A. Eaglet, oh, Eaglet is eagle and lit. Eaglet is also a name for a baby eagle. They just replaced the E with an I. Torprey, that's interesting. It's torch and prey. Prey meaning birds of prey. That's so which relates to the typing of eagle and torprey. Then right now we have Valkyria. Yes, it's called Valkyria if you wanna call it that. There's two of them, Valkyrie and Valkyria. So if you would like to go with the Norwegian way to say Valkyrie, it's Valkyria. And then English is Valkyrie. They just replaced the V with the F. And then Valkyrie also has the name Falcon in it, which is actually quite cool. Vambat is vampire and bat. Dimpire is dim and vampire. So if there's Dimbat, that would be funny though. And then there's Vesperatu, which is actually really cool. The first part of its name, Ves, means vestigial, as in like having a small part of your ancestor or your ancestor from a long time ago inside of you. And then there's Nosferatu. If you Google search Nosferatu and take his picture, take Vesperatu's picture, put it side by side, and you will know the similarities. Then we have Snowcow, which is snow and cup. Snowkey and Himber, I'm not so sure about these two though. We have Weevolt, which is a weasel, and Volt, as in volts of electricity. Stozap, which is a stoat. It's named after a stoat. But why did they even add horns? I know that it's going with the next evolution. Stozap, it's named after Stoat and Zap. I don't know why they go with Stoat, but if you Google search what is a Stoat, you would know what a Stoat is, but I'll just let that to you. And then we have Zuilong, Zuilong, Zuorlong. There's three of them. If I go to Google Translate, there. It means full or fully dragon. This is how it sounds like.
足额龙
That. It's pretty cool that you get to find some references. And then there's Twilight, which is twilight and rat. Umbrat, which is Latin for night or dark. Umbra and rat. Luxor, Latin for light, which is lux, and roar. Cathorn is caterpillar and thorn. Propace, proboscis, and cocoon. Cinnamoth is basically Polish for cinnamon. if I do this, it's cinnamon. It's really funny. I said that Cinemoth was probably named after cinnamon, and I searched this up. I was surprised that it really is named after cinnamon. And then there's Twiddle, which is named after Tweet and Little. Paratweet I'm not so sure what para means. Para. I'm not so sure, but it might be derived from parrot and tweet, but I'm not so sure if it's this. And then there's Albatross, which is aviary and albatross, the type of bird. And then we have Pider, which is just spider, but a corruption of spider. They just take out the S, change the Y, and you have Pider. Then there's Swolder. Swole spider, a really strong spider, like getting swole and swoller. And then there's Antsy, which is really easy to deduct. It's ant and sea. That might be going into its name origins, which is really hard to find. And then there's Florant, which is flora and ant. Grubby, which is just a grub. You know, like those bugs, like that flies lay. And then there's Cornucopia, which is cocoon, and cornucopia. You can see on how they make the names. So cornucopia, I think it's the cocoon that the bugs live in. And then there's terrafly. I'm not so sure what the terra part of it means, but probably terrifying. Or should I say, it's really terrifying. Okay, let's stop it with the puns. Then there's fly. It doesn't look like fly. It really doesn't look like a fly, but more of a hornet and a beetle. And then Terra. I'm not so sure about that, but we might come on that topic next time. And then there's Kleptyke, a kleptomaniac. Which, I forgot what does a kleptomaniac means. Ragoon, which is raccoon and goon. Babor, which is boar and ore. Minerals that ores are basically minerals that are compact inside of stone. If you play Minecraft, you would know what an ore is. But Babor's name, the back part of this bore, sounds like that you're getting bored of this loomian, since you need to be at level 28 to level up, and when it gains experience, it's really slow. So you might get bored out of it. But once you hit level 28, it turns into Boar Rock, which is Boar and Rock, really easy to deduct. Geklo, Gecko, and Glow. Slugling, which is Slugling. Basically a really small slug. Skilava, which is a skink and a lava. If you want to know what is a skink, I'll show you what is a skink. So its design is based off this, but more specifically a red-eyed crocodile skink. And there's one more, which is a fire skink. So yeah, now you would know that why Skilava is fire type, because of red-eyed crocodile skinks and fire skinks. If you see Skilava, it has red eyes and fire designs on its back and everything. Yeah, it's also based off the Riopa, which actually I don't think it's from a Riopa. It may be a Lepidotyrus. Yeah, probably also a Lepidotyrus. Then there's Kabunga. I'm not so sure what the first part of it is. Then the second part, I know this one very well. It's Bunga, Malay for flower, but it doesn't really have anything that is flowering. And then we have Duskit, Dusk, and Kitten. I'm not so sure about this, but this is Duskit. It looks like a cat, so people might think it's a kitten. I'm not so sure about this. So Skilava, someone tweeted me about this and saying maybe Skilava might be a skink. So that's how I know that Skilava is based on skink. So yeah, that's all the Loomian names explained. Yeah. See you guys in the next video, I guess.